Yo, what up guys, OP02 Daniel here, back at it again with a video. Today we're doing a Sanji deck profile. So I played in the global Discord from the One Piece community. I played against a user named Sherlock. He played Sanji. I played 3 games Whitebeard, 3 games Zoro, and he utterly annihilated me. So this deck can definitely do some funny stuff and pretty cool. But yeah, Sanji is the leader. It's a green-blue deck. Hey, you're probably not subscribed because 82% of you guys are not subscribed. And if you want Ace not to, you should subscribe. 4 lives. Once per turn, when you play a character with no base effect from your hand, if you have 3 or less characters, set 2 of your Dawn to active. So basically, all your vanillas, they're like 2 cost cheaper. Because, yeah, you can just reuse your Dawns. But yeah, let's go straight in the deck profile. At the end of the video, I will give a breakdown by Sherlock, the player who made this build and who was kind enough to give me his entire profile and also how to play the deck. So if you wanna know how to play this deck, watch to the end. But yeah, for our first 2 cards, we play 2 times Bellamy. So what is important to know? These are vanillas. So basically, if the card has 0 text, and if a card has here a yellow and black label with trigger and then etc, it doesn't count as a vanilla. So it has to be completely blank. If else Sanji won't work with it. So no trigger is a trigger is no vanilla. So yeah, of course we play 2 Bellamy's. Soon we're getting some Dressrosa support, so let's go. For our next 4 cards is we play 4 Jinbeis. Our 2 cost 4k beater, so basically they are free because you can just use the 2 Dawns. And when you have 2 Dawns, you can just play 2 costs. Really good, so you can fill the board up really quickly. But yeah, 4 Jinbeis. Next card, of course, we play Jinbei again, but then in its blue counterpart from green. Once again, 2 cost, 4k, 1000 counter. You don't run any 2k counters in this deck. But I will show you at the end, of course. Now we go into our 3 costs. We only play 2 times Usopp. 3k, 5k, 1000 counter. Not really a lot to talk about. Okay, so this is the good part about vanilla decks. There are no combos almost, so I don't need to talk all too much about it. For our 4 costs, we play Creek. It's a 4 cost, 6k, so basically it costs 2 with Sanji. If you know where I'm getting at, you will see how crazy fun this deck is. For our next 4 cost is we play 4 times Zoro. Once again, 4 cost 6k, go against Whitebeard and 1000 counter, and it only costs 2 if you play that correctly. And now we go into our only effect monster of the entire deck. Well, not monster, but character. We play 4 times Boa Hancock. Why? It's a blocker, sometimes you need a blocker, and on block, draw a card. So yeah, that's great. When attacking, block, draw a card. You want some drop power in the deck, but not all too much, because our events are also drop power. Then we go into our 5 costs. We play 2 times Frankie, 5 cost, 7k, so basically it costs only 3, and it's 1000 counter. Next card, and our last character card of the entire deck, is we play 4 times the Mihawk, the 6 cost, 8k. So basically it costs 4 costs, 8k, and only 1000 counter. And now we go into the fun part of the deck. So no 2k counters, and we play a lot of evens. We play 4 times Punk Gibson, because like I said, you can reduce the cost by 2. So basically you have always 2 over for a Punk Gibson. Counter, your leader of one of your characters gains 4000, then rest one of your opponent's characters with a 4 or less. So basically you can rest some annoying characters with this, like Marco, like some blockers, etc, or some Whitebeard cards. Really good card. And for our next 2k counters, for our next counters, no, evens, sorry. It's really early, it's 5 AM, I just woke up. But yeah, we play 4 times Overheat. Once again, 2 costs, so counter, your leader or one of your characters gains 4000 power during this battle, then return 1 active character with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand, and then trigger, return 1 card with a total of 4 to the owner's hand. So, really good. Oh yeah, and Punk Gibson trigger is, by the way, rest one of your opponent's characters. So, good card. You can protect yourself, bounce some annoying characters, like a Robin or whatever, Sunny. Next events is 4 times Love Love Mellow. Once again, 2 cost, 4k counter. If you have 3 cards or less, draw a card. So draw power is always good, especially in a vanilla base deck. And you want to see a lot of your events. Now we go into the spicy part of the deck. This combo is actually... Oh wait, I have too many cards. This combo is actually so insane, eh? So, I don't know if you know this card, but it's pretty new. Counter. Up to one of your leader characters gains 6,000 power during this battle. Then play up to one character from your... Then play up to one character card with a cost of 3 and no base effect from your hand. And trigger is rest of one of your opponent's leaders or character with a 5 or less. So basically, if you have dons and you play some characters, you have 3 dons open. In your opponent's turn, you can just, so we have 3 dons open. In your opponent's turn, if they attack, you can just counter with this, tap 3 dons, play a vanilla, and then set to active because you played a vanilla. So Sanji will restand 2 dons, so that means you have 2 dons again. So then you can use the Love Love Mellow, Pong Gibson, the Overheat, and etc, etc. Or you can use the last card. That is that Wink. So that Wink is almost the same. Counter up to one of your leaders or characters gains 6,000 power during this battle. Draw cards so that you have 2 cards in hand. And trigger, return up to one character with a cost of 7 to the owner's hand. So yeah, basically you want to discard your entire hand to counter, draw 2 cards, so this card is live, and then you can draw into your other events or draw into some other cards, but you will have a lot of draw power in this deck. Okay, so I'm gonna read this up from the Discord. He sent me a pretty long message, so thank you once again, Sherlock. So firstly, you want to go second in every match if possible. The reason why I run 10 2-cost vanillas is because I want to open with 2 in hand, so that in my first turn I can play 2 of them in one go, allowing me to swing with 3 attacks in the next turn. Ideally, turn 2 would look like playing a 4-cost vanilla, untapping 2 dons, and give them each to your 2-cost characters, 1 at a time, and swing. Don't give both, because simply they are very poppable, and plenty of skills could take it away, and you basically lose a don. This does multiple things. Firstly, it forces opponents to start attacking characters early, and they will probably attack both of your 2-cost next turn, which is perfectly fine, because we want to have Sanji's skill active for the next turn, so we need less cards in the field. Then ideally in turn 3 is where it switches up a bit. You want to start off by attacking whatever character your opponent used to attack your 2 costs, and then it's early game and you are still swinging with 5k and 6k. They will likely die, then play Mihawk and leave 2 dons untapped so that you can have an event ready to use if they try to swing for the 4-cost vanilla. The main thing about this deck is understanding when to use your evens and when the timing is right to fill up the field. This deck runs 0 to K counters, but it runs 20 evens, meaning that your life and death solely hang on those evens. So using them too early might cause you to run out of resources very, very fast. Now the really cool thing is with Love, Love, Beam and Deathwing, towards the end of the game when you have an extremely high staying power, and since you're only like 2 or 4 cards in your hand, opponents start playing very confident and use up all the don to the leader or characters and swing with high numbers. Then all of a sudden you survive it, and they are completely defensiveless. This is the best time to start going aggressive at their life and play down blockers, but only ever play 1 at a time, since they take away Dom and might be either removable or ignored throughout different means. Towards the end of the game, you almost want to leave 6 to 10 dons open for all the potential events you might play during the opponent's turn, and order is everything in this deck. The leader's skill really forces you to think of what to do and how to do it. For example, I can have 3 characters in the field and 5 dons open. I can block the first attack with Overheat, giving me 4k extra, and bounce back 1 of my 3 or 4 cost characters to hand, putting me back to 2 characters. Then when opponent swings, I can use 3 sword style to get 6k and play down a character I just bounced, causing the leader skill to trigger during my opponent's turn and set 2 dons as active. And lastly, use one of your 2 cost events to get another plus 4k, which whatever added bonuses you might get. Also, out of all the 20 events, 16 triggers that can save games or mess with the opponent, so keep that in mind whenever taking damage, and understanding you always have a high chance of getting a trigger in life. So that is what Sherlock told me. I am very grateful for his tips, tricks, and insight into the deck. I played against him. He had a normal leader, just a regular rare Sanji. I didn't have it, so I played against him. I thought of fun, okay, pretty cool deck. I want to do a deck profile, but I didn't own this card yet, so I went to locals and I saw someone selling this card. So I said, hey, you want to trade an alt art ace? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go. So shout out to Bali for giving me the Sanji alt art, so I can finally make this deck profile with having Justice with the alt art leader. But yeah, huge shout out to Sherlock. You can probably find him on the global Discord One Piece community. If you know the server, you know it. Just do @Sherlock, and you can definitely play some games to him. But yeah, super random. I was just in the Discord server. I said, looking for opponent, come to this table. He came, played some games, and I had no clue that Sanji was actually so freaking sick. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want to see more future content, or you want to show some gameplay from Sherlock playing against me, or if you want to do more information from Sanji on the channel, let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Peace!